Hey guys, Coach Koto here from Icons Rugby. How's it going? Just back in beautiful St. Petersburg, and I was just recapping on a conversation I had with a parent probably about a week and a half ago back in Oz, and it kind of rained really, really hard with me. Like it hit some real truths, and it really came around the kind of mindset that our youth athletes are starting to come about. And I don't know if it's been around for a long time. Like, this is probably the hardest thing, is that I don't think I ever had this mindset, so I don't relate to it too well, but I see it a lot. And it really comes down to, I guess, what we're seeing a lot, especially through Icons and other associations I work with, is that guys are coming and girls are coming at the ages of 13, 14, 15, all the way up to 18, 19 with excuses. You know, they've got a reason for everything. They're trying to justify everything that is not, I guess, obtaining a result. And this for me goes in like two different ways. Because one, I don't think they should be trying to justify anything because, you know, they're still in a huge learning process of what they're trying to accomplish with youth. But on the second hand, you can't have excuses, you know, and it just comes around, and it's something that's really interesting to me because I see it a lot now. There's there's a podcast, Bloke in the Bar, and I love it. And it's kind of like a video vlog podcast, and it's great because it dives into rugby league players, and he asks some questions that kind of really bring out what guys do. And the most common thing I see on there is you have these elite sportsmen, you have guys who are just cracking it in the NRL and everything far and in between, and they all come back with this kind of, mate, there was a day it clicked and I knew I had to give it all and nothing could come second and I just had to work. You know, Christmas Day I trained, Boxing Day I trained, my birthday I'd have to do this, da-da-da. And you hear guys at the end of their career or who've had a bit of a turbulent career coming back and saying, I had to do whatever it takes. Then, you know, I work with youth, and I know a lot of other trainers do, and I'm speaking with this parent, and they have an engaged, you know, relationship with youth and other people, and the people are just constantly like, oh, you know, but I've got to be at school by 7, and if I go to the gym beforehand, I'm gonna have to wake up at 4. Well, so the fuck what? You know, like, are you really, really concerned at the fact that you lose an hour sleep 5 days a week, 6 days a week, that is potentially going to cost you the ability to unlock your potential in your future ability to play in one of the greatest sports or whatever you choose to do? Whatever you choose to do. Like, I just don't understand that. I remember going through school, and I can only talk about my situation. I remember going through school, we had to be at school at 6 to go to the gym, or 5:30 to be at the gym, you know, to get a session in, to then do homework from 7 till 8, to then have breakfast from 8 to 8:30, to then start school, to then train during lunchtime, to then play or train in the afternoons, to then go to club training and rinse and repeat. And if it wasn't club training, then I was at work doing work. Like, I literally had a job from the earliest you can get a job, I was working. And still having to hand in assignments and work hard on education and all that kind of thing. And like, I just don't understand how you can come today and literally say, with all the benefits and additive technology and everything going on and how everything's fast tracked, and go, man, like, I can't wake up at 4 o'clock, like, it's hard. Well, imagine saying that to an employer. Let's say you go through your whole life, you come out of uni, someone's about to offer you a 6-figure income and go, you know what, you start at 4 a.m. in the morning. Are you going to say, oh, nah, man, I don't wake up early? Like, you'll say yes at the smallest amount of things because there's an instantaneous kind of reward versus something that you'll hold for the rest of your life of being a greatest achievement. Not one, because you've achieved it, but two, because you've done whatever it takes to execute in the journey. And you'll rubbish all that because it's not an instantaneous result, it's an instantaneous sacrifice. I just don't understand it. And I'm communicating with this parent and talking, and we're kind of engaging, and we were both getting utterly frustrated at the point of, you know, there's opportunity, there's talent, there's so much going around today, yet there's buttons on the head of, oh, no, I don't want to have to do that. Yet everything you read, see, hear, do from some of the greatest sports people of all time, most successful business people of all time, greatest relationship people of all time say, I didn't let anything get in the way of what I wanted to do. I did not let anything get in the way of what I wanted to do. So that brings me back to like the point of there's so much hype around being a sports player and stuff like that. And these kids are justifying themselves of why they got excuses. But is it really that they don't really want it? And that's probably the magic question. And that's probably where I think this is where the conversation delved into, is we started getting into the, well, why does he play? Why does she play? You know, why do they not want to go to training? When do they want to go to training? Why is it? What did you notice about that game that they did better versus this game that was worse? And we started diving into the whys and hows of what creates a different type of kind of, I guess, event or a different kind of result, to get the parent to understand, okay, what is the mechanism here that's causing this rotation of different feelings and results and everything? And all of a sudden, you know, the parent started thinking, well, hey, hold on a second, maybe I'm missing something here. And it really kind of dived, and that's where the conversation went. And we were sitting there going, okay, well, is it the kid doesn't want it? Or is it the fact that the kid doesn't understand what they've got to do to get there? And I guess this is probably the most common fact for all parents and also the athletes in the spot. They don't even know. They have no idea what is in front of them or what they want to do. And I guarantee you half of them are sitting there going, yeah, I want to make it, but why? Or it will come back, oh, I want to make mum and dad proud. You know, and I can tell you this 100% of the fact because we've run multiple, you know, youth pathway chats, and that is the most common answer we receive. I want to make mum and dad proud, or I want dad to be proud. I want mum to know that I can support her later on in life. Number one, most common every time. Every time. Room full of 10 juniors, aged between 13 and 20, and I guarantee you if there's 10 of them, 7 are saying it's for mum and dad. Why? Why is that? Do they feel as though if they don't make it that you're not going to be proud? Do they feel as though that is the only way to make you proud? Do they feel as though that's the outlet that retains the most recognition? You know, now all of a sudden we've gone from the kid who can't wake up at 4 o'clock to be able to choose a result versus justifying themselves because of, and that's what this conversation is about, is I'm seeing these youth who won't do whatever it takes. And everyone throws shade and everyone's like, well, why aren't you doing it? You know, you could be so good, da, 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 da. And, you know, it's never really about, well, hey, what do you actually want? Do you understand what it takes to get there? And I think that's the breakdown in communication, because it's funny how you see these athletes who make it and they normally come from parents who are extremely supportive, but very deliberate in, no, you're training today. You don't get a choice, because if I give you a choice, you're going to choose the wrong food. And that brings up the old tale of, if you give kids or young adults choices around food, are you going to choose the Maccas or are you going to choose the nice protein salad? Well, the kid's going to choose Maccas every day of the week because it's emotionally attached to a better feeling versus what's actually going to give them 10x the value of the same time and same result of the event they're trying to, which is eating. Versus training, versus, you know, reading a book, versus engaging in a conversation with someone who could help them in the future. And so, guys, this is my point, is that we as parents and guardians and coaches and directors really need to engage a lot more in the conversation of why that athlete is doing this and where they can go with it if they make the right decisions. And that's probably the hardest thing, because it's a tough conversation. So, guys, I encourage you that if you've got athletes around you who are sitting there, and athletes yourself, if you're sitting there going, man, I don't want to wake up at 4 o'clock, but I know it's what I want to do, but I don't really know what I want, then, you know, reach out, have a conversation, ask some questions. Us at Icons, we're all about this kind of stuff. So reach out to any one of us. But that's me, guys. I'm out. Coast Koto. Peace.